Hey everyone, it's Pam from GlamJunkJournals, and I am so excited to be back with you. As you guys may know, about 3 weeks ago, my husband had to have some emergency eye surgery, and during his recovery, we had to stay at a lower elevation while his eye healed. And he is doing great, and I am so happy to be back in my craft room. You know, during that period, it gave me some time to reflect and just to think about how grateful I am for all of my subscribers. I appreciate you all so much for your comments. And I did want to mention a couple people who have really touched me and inspired me as I've inspired them. The first person is Laura. She just started her Etsy shop a little while ago, and it's Yaya's Journals. And I'll put a link to that in the description box. She and I have become close friends over the years, and she's just starting out on her Etsy shop. So give her a look. I'll put her link in the description box. Another person is Inez from Applebean Craft Goods. She has been so inspirational to me. She gave me words of encouragement when I needed it, and I just have to say thank you. Sorry, I'm getting all emotional here. You guys are just the best. I'll put Inez's link to her Etsy shop. She's also on Instagram, as I think Laura is also. And another person is Tiff over at Tiff's Creatives. She just started a YouTube channel. And, you know, just starting out on a YouTube channel, you want to get exposure. And I've inspired her on her journey, and I wanted to give her a mention just because she's been so sweet and she touched my heart. So, sorry about that. Okay, back to the... Sorry, I'm getting all emotional, you guys. So I wanted to do this in the future too, is, you know, mention people who have reached out to me and touched my heart. So thank you. I didn't think I was going to get this emotional. Okay, back to where I'm at here. Okay, guys, I'm very excited. I'm excited to be back and starting the next in my series, From Inspiration to Junk Journal. Yay! So with that, I want to show you my next inspirational piece. And here it is. I know these are just so fun. Okay, so check this out. It is an apron. Now, I don't know who's wearing this apron because I don't know if I just think it's too cute to wear. And what drew me in was obviously the bright yellow, because I love that color and I know it's coming up to spring, but just the pattern with the black and the white, I just think this is the cutest thing ever. So I started building my stash of fabrics and papers and things to go along with this. And let me show you what has transpired. So starting with this, if you guys remember, a couple months ago, I did a tutorial on my file folder ephemera holder. And that is this right here, one of them. Now, granted, I had already purchased this, so I built this to go with this. This was my inspiration. I knew I was going to use this whenever I created a journal using this piece. So that led me into using the purples and the blacks and the whites, because in this journal, I want to play up the black and white. I love the border of the black. And so with that, I went from this and I gathered some more items. So I've got that pattern. I have a scarf. I have some velvet ribbon. Check this out. This dress I got at a thrift store, and it has that wonderful purple, so you guys can see where I'm going with this. I've got some fabrics and some trims that have the yellows and the purples and the tans. I've got a blouse that I got with the lovely black lace, a purple tablecloth, and then on top of that, I gathered a whole bunch of papers. So sorry, I bumped the camera. One thing leads to another on this, and I've got a stencil book that I recently purchased on an online auction. I'm telling you, I'm kind of addicted to those online auctions. These Facebook auctions are awesome. Anyways, so I'm playing up that same, you know, black and white border. I've got some ledger page. I have a music sheet that I added a purple flower on, and this gorgeous piece of scrapbook paper. I got this from my daughter for Christmas, and I'll put a link to the paper pack. I don't know where she purchased it, but it's the most gorgeous papers I've ever seen in my life. They're just absolutely beautiful. I do have a YouTube short on flipping through these papers, so you can check that out. I've got some wallpaper here. So we're just gonna have fun doing this next series. I am so excited here. So what I thought we would do today is we're gonna get right into it. And I would like to make a masterboard with this whole theme. I love masterboards. There are so many different types and ways to create these. They're just so much fun. So I am going to take mine maybe in a little different route than some of the other ladies that I've seen. And there's no right or wrong way to do these. Trust me on this. They're just so much fun, and you just let your creativity go. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use for my background piece, or the bottom layer that you start your masterboard from, I am going to use a piece of wallpaper, and I'll show you why. Now, I don't know which one I'm going to use here. Maybe I'm going to use this one. And what I'm going to do is not use this as the, what am I trying to say here? Bleh. Let me start over a minute here, okay? I'm still a little emotional here. So I'm going to use this as the side that I'm going to glue all my little pieces of paper on. And the reason for that is I want this side to show on the back. And the reason for that is in some future videos, I'm going to do some creative ways to use your masterboard. And it's all going to be inspired by this. Yay! So, what I like to do for my masterboards is gather the base pieces. And when I say the base pieces, I'm talking more of the neutrals. Because once you put your neutrals down, so I've got, some book pages, just dictionary pages, scrap paper, book pages, music sheets, whatever, whatever you want. The reason I like to do that is once that's down, you put your focal pieces, or the ones that you want to stand out on top. And when I first started junk journaling, I would put my focal point, meaning the thing that I wanted to show up, the main item, first, and then I had to build everything around it, and that didn't work. So we're just gonna go for it here, and we're gonna start layering our pieces down. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Oh, I love that, love it. Oh, and And just, oh, imagine that. I crack myself up sometimes. Sometimes I go to thrift stores and get old magazines, and look at this one. It's got purple and yellow. I didn't plan that. I swear to you, I didn't plan it. But I've got an old magazine that I'm going to use so that I don't get glue all over everything. And that just is too funny. Maybe, I don't know. I don't see any purple and yellow in here. What are we talking about? This is purple and yellow. Oh, there's some. But you never know. I might use these later. Ha! Okay. All right, so let's just start layering. And the way I like to do this is don't think about it. Hold on just a second. I got to move some of this stuff off my desk. It's getting a little crowded here. Okay, so let's just get going. And you can be as precise as you want. I don't really like to be precise with my master boards, meaning I don't need to have them all cut in a certain, size, or have them all in a straight line, linear, tear some, don't tear some. Doesn't really matter. It's total personal preference. So what I'm going to take right here is I have an old mortgage. And this is really cool to read. I've torn it up, but don't you love that? Oh, I'm going to use that. So I am just going to glue this down and get a good amount of glue, because you want it to stick to your page. And I'm just using my Scotch Create glue stick. Any glue stick will work on this. Oh, there's so many tutorials and just inspirational ladies out there on these masterboards. I just love them. All right, I'm gonna line that up, not get too, too worried about being precise. And another thing that I like to do is I like to use my large pieces first, and then on top of that, if you'd like to do some additional layering, the smaller pieces. So I'm going to use a dictionary page here. Just get this going here. And be careful, because this is a really old dictionary. One thing that I did do while I was with my husband at a residence inn is I'm thinking, okay, without bringing my whole craft room down, down the hill to the residence inn. Hold on just a second. I need my little wallpaper spreader. There's a bone folder to make this go flat. Is I brought my jewelry, my broken jewelry, and all the jewelry that I've collected at thrift stores, and I organized it. I was so proud of myself. Oh man. So that was something that was, what's the word I'm looking for? Constructive. And I felt as though I was still, a part of the junk journal community. I was still doing something. Oh man. But health comes first. I know, and he's doing really well. I was so proud of him, because usually he's like, okay, I'm done. Get back to normal. But he really basically couldn't do anything for 2 weeks. He didn't even want to leave the hotel room because he didn't want to get any dust and stuff in his eyes. So, and he did really well. So I'm proud of him. Okay, now let's see. What do I got going here? Let's get something else here. Ooh, look at this. That is just a coffee dyed stenciled scrap that I tore from somewhere. I don't remember what I was doing, but oh wow. So nice to be back with you all. Gotta say, just have to say. And I don't know why I'm being so precise here. I'm lining it all up to the exact edge of the wallpaper. I don't know. I'm funny. Sometimes I am very, what's the word? Meticulous in how I line things up. And other times I'm just like, do whatever. Okay, here's an old piece of magazine there. Get that going. Oh, so I've got so many ideas for using the purples and the yellows and the blacks. Oh, it's just, I'm telling you, once you get going on a theme, or, you know, it can be anything. It just all comes together from there. And oh, this is looking good. So see, I've already got the base for my master board here. Let's see what else we have in this stash. I don't know. That's too small. I want more of a background piece again. Oh, wow, look at this. Okay, we'll do a music sheet. I dropped another music sheet. Oh, we'll do that. And you know what I forgot? I'm not in the groove, you guys. I'm trying to get back in the groove. I forgot to distress the edges on these pieces. Oh well. That's okay. Let's see, do I want it like that? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just go across there. That's okay, because what we're gonna do with this master board, I can always distress the edges later. All right, now I need something right along there. See what we got in the stash. Need a long sheet. How about some Edith Holden? Nah, I don't like that. Oh man, just don't think too much, Pam. It's not a big deal. Let's see. Guess I could do another sheet of music. Yeah, why not? All right, so we'll do this. So I think I'm going to do part 2 of this series where we use this master board in some different ways. Okay, so there is our base. Make sure I'm in frame here. Get that all smushed down. That looks so pretty. Okay, so these are my larger, somewhat pieces. I think I have, let me see, maybe I don't. No, actually I don't. Never mind. Those are not my larger pieces. Those are all my pieces. I'm gonna get out some more paper here. Okay, so I know I want to use that just because of the black and the cream. You know, I like the way the black shows up. It just gives it a contrast, which I think is really cool. And then let's see what else I have here. Ooh, the Oboe and Marsh catalog. I don't know how to say that. And then let's see what else. I don't know. We'll just go with it. All right. So now we're going to be putting more of the more colorful, the more vibrant pieces onto our page here. Look at this. This was a mess up, in my opinion, because I was trying to stencil and I don't know what happened. My stencil wasn't laying flat. There were some colors that were seeping underneath, and I really thought about throwing this away. But look, does that go or what? Really? Oh my goodness. So even save the things you don't think you're gonna use. Geez. All right, so let's just go with it. Now I am going to tear some of these bits, and now I will distress these. Oops. Let's see, I'm using my walnut stain here, and I think, I'm not sure, I might use some black as the for an outline here. Let's glue that down. Oh, and I did want to mention, if for some reason you don't have any wallpaper as your base, just use a piece of cardstock, use a file folder. You know, I've seen some tutorials where they put a whole bunch of book pages together and just kind of, you know, connect them, and that looks really cool. So that's another option too. Really, you can use anything as a base for your masterboard. All right, let's try this. I'm going to try this black archival ink. I'm going to see how this shows up around the edges, because like I said, I do want to play up the contrasting black borders. Now with this archival ink, I have found that it is very, very richly pigmented. Oh, and that looks good. That looks really good. All right, so let's do that. These are so fun. And you know what? A scrap busting project for sure. Okay, now what are we gonna use? I don't know. Let's see, I need some more of my, want to bring some more color into this. So we're going to use some of this page. I think this is so pretty. It's almost like you want to hoard it because you don't want to use it. But I'm not going to do that. Just not. Because it's going to be so beautiful in the journals. Or journal, whatever I'm doing here. So I'm just going to create some different sized bits here. Let's see, do I want black on that? I don't know. Let's try. Let's try. See what it looks like. Because sometimes, depending on how heavy-handed I am on the distressing, it can get overly black, if that makes sense. Oh, that looks really good. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple different ones of this. Oh, wow. Okay, see what we can come up with here. What is the next thing? So my mind is already going, okay, what am I gonna add on top of this? What am I gonna do now? Oh, I haven't even glued these down. Geez. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so that one's glued down. Okay, oops, and I tore that one. Whoops. Oh well. Oh well. That looks really good. I don't know, let's just add it somewhere. And the funny thing with me is I have to remind myself that this as a full piece is gonna be used and pretty much cut up and, you know, folded or having some other things done with it. So it doesn't have to look perfect all as one, if that makes sense. I mean, I don't need to have it all look great because it's going to be torn up, and then You won't really even be able to tell what the original was. Let's see what else we have in here. I need some more color. Let's see. Ooh, got a little bit of purple there. And these are just bits of scraps from my other projects. Just keep on going. This, and I know a bunch of other crafters think this way also. This is so relaxing. It's so much fun to do. And I really think it's kind of foolproof. I don't really think that there's a way you can mess this up. Now, granted, you know, you may not like the end result, but save it and maybe, you know, put an additional image over the top or cut it up into little pieces, and it totally takes on a different look, and you may end up liking it. And that's what I like to do. Let's see. That looks good right there. Let's see what else we have here in my stash. Oh, that's cool. Let's use that. This image is from the graphics fairy. I love that. Put that down. Yep, that looks fabulous. And I'm still going, my favorite look, if you want to say, is the distressed vintage look. So I'm still going with that. So let's see. Okay, where am I going to put that? Yeah, that looks good. And I think what I'm doing here, as you guys can probably tell, is once I have one of the more colorful pieces, I like to kind of connect the additional pieces to that, if that makes sense, rather than you know, putting one here and then have a space and putting another here and another here. I kind of think it makes it flow together and just become a cohesive look. So that's another tip, is once you start adding your colorful, smaller pieces and doing your layering, I kind of like to get them so that they connect with each other, so they don't look like they're all just floating in space. But there again, that's, you know, personal preference. There's no right or wrong way to do this. And this was just random, so I'm going to put that on there. Although I don't like that red stain. This is an old, what is this? A travel log from, I think it was a railroad. I have a booklet of old travel logs. Oh, and I tore it. Oh, dang. It's because they're so you know, so delicate. Oh, wow. Okay, so that is looking pretty dang good here. I don't know. I think maybe I need something right here. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's some more yellow. Now this one I had already, it looks like I already did some of the black on there. I don't know what I was doing, but I don't know what I was doing, but let's continue on and add the black. Okay. Oh, wow. I love this. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be back with you. It's like you guys are my family. Where do I want this one though? I don't know. Let's just put it there. Okay. sometimes, you know, life happens. All right, I'm getting kind of crazy here. Okay, it looks like I have a big whiteness right here. See, now there I go. I'm thinking, oh, do I need something that goes right there? I don't know. Let's see. I have that. Well, let me see. Let me get a bigger piece of that. I want to use that stencil sheet. Oh, cool. Look at these stencils. Aren't those neat? And this whole catalog is like two-sided. Wow. I don't know. Do I want to use this? Well, let's just see how it goes. See what it looks like, and it's just a piece of paper. If you don't like it, that's okay. Tear down the side of that and get this one distressed up. And another thing that I do that I've shared with you guys before is while I'm doing a project, a lot of times I go, I really don't like the way this is coming out. But I encourage you all to keep going, because I just keep adding stuff until I like the way it looks. And you know what? Most of the time it turns out great. See, I like that right there. Should it be like that? Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. Oops. No, wait. Oh, no. There. I said I wanted to do it that way, and then I did it the other way. Jeez Louise. Oops, and I need to get some more on the end here. I don't know if you guys can hear it. We got another windstorm today. Gee whiz. Oh, I don't know. I could just keep adding and adding, you guys. All right. Well, we're going to stop from here. And we're going to put some more stuff on here. Yay. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Got a mess going on. Are you guys messy crafters? I'm a messy crafter. But I clean up at the end of the day. So that's okay. Okay, so now from here, what are we going to add? Let's add some stencils. Let me get out my stencils here. And I do think with the stencils, I'm going to want to use my black. So what am I going to do here? I don't know. Or actually a stamp, excuse me. A stamp and stencils. We're going to do a stamp first. And so this is just a, you know, vintage postcard stamp. So get going on that. And I don't really care if the whole thing gets, stand up so that I can get going on this. There we go. Oh, that looks really good. Don't really care. What was I saying? If the whole thing, you know, gets on the page and is, you can read the whole thing. I think it's kind of fun just having part of it show up. Let's get some on that little white guy there. Oh, see, look at that. That looks really cool. Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna do one more over here. Oops, now see, I didn't get any on there. Oh, that's good enough. Okay, so there's that. Now let's do some stenciling. Now this is where we are gonna use the stencil. This is my favorite stencil, the Tim Holtz Flourish stencil. I absolutely love this. And I did see a video where Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah did some modeling paste with some acrylic paint to color it. I didn't have any of the purple that I wanted on my acrylic paint, so we're just gonna go with a stencil. But her idea was awesome, and I'll put a link to her video underneath too. There's so many fun things that you can do. So this is Stays On in Royal Purple. Geez, I keep bonking the camera. I apologize. And with this, I like to just go over part of it. Oh, yeah, baby, this looks cool. And I have to be careful when I do these type of masterboards that I don't make it too muddied, because I'm a person who loves to layer, and you know, I just think, oh well, more is more. But sometimes I can put too much on there. Oh, that looks really good. Looks so good, you guys. All right. Okay, I'm thinking that looks fabulous. Love that. Okay, so, well, maybe let's do a little, I want to do a little bit over here. Oh, that looks so pretty, you guys. Okay, moving on here. Now, the last thing that I want to add today is, have you guys tried embossing powders? I know I'm probably a little late to the game here, but I just got some, and I'm telling you, it is so much fun. I can't even believe it. So, Versamark. This is a stamp pad that's clear, and basically what it is like really sticky. So we're going to use that, and we're going to use a stamp on top of this. And what I like is, you know me, I like flourishes. I got this at a thrift store too. Look at that. Each side is a different flourish. Oh, so we might use that. And then also, look at this. Isn't that pretty? We might use that. So embossing powders are really simple, and I was intimidated. Why was I intimidated? Probably because I didn't think I knew what I was doing, which is true. But once you get going on it, it's so easy and so much fun. So what you're gonna need if you wanna do that is, I use this. I've also seen people use their distress inks. Now, I haven't tried that, but for today, we're going to use this and some embossing powder. Now, I am going to use a gold embossing powder, and this is from Ranger, and it is, they come in these little containers here. I got a set of 4 on Amazon, and I like these colors just because I use a lot of the golds and the silvers, but they have every color under the sun. It's just so fun. And what you want to do is you want to get a piece of this is just a piece of copy paper. You want something to catch your extra embossing powder. So I'll show you how easy this is. And then the last thing you're gonna need is a heat gun. And I just got a new one. Isn't that fancy? I know. So I'll put a link to all of these things that I got. Amazon is your best friend. At least it's mine. Okay, so all you have to do is take your stamp, and can you see how it looks kind of shiny? It's just really sticky. And I am going to put one there. And let's do one somewhere else. I don't know where, maybe over here. And I watched a lot of tutorials on doing this, and they said, well, you want to kind of hurry because this stuff dries out. Well, I haven't seen it dry out. Now watch, today it'll dry out. So once you have your stamp down, I don't know if you can see, but oops, I'm gonna hold it this way. I don't think you can see it, but if you can see on the camera here, no, you can't really see it. There's a little bit of stickiness right there. So I am going to just put a liberal amount over where I stamped my image. I know, and it looks like, oh man, you're using the whole thing. Well, don't worry about it because it all comes off. Watch. So what you want to do is just tap it all off onto your page. Now, what you're going to see is, do you see around the edges here? Now, some people may not like that, but it's the embossing powder has attached itself to some of the glue on my corners. Now, I'm digging that because that's going to give that whole masterboard a cool effect. So what you want to do, because this powder is really, really fine. Remove this so you guys, and you just tip it back into your container. See? Ha! Fabulous. Okay. Now let's see. Do I have anything else? Nope, it looks pretty good. Now, if for some reason you don't like those extra little bits around the edge, oh, and see this one? I didn't get the whole way around. Better have to do that one. So let me just get rid of this one here. There, now I got the whole thing. All right. So this embossing powder lasts for a long time, or I should say it will last for a long time because I just started using it. How do I know? Well, I can tell it is. I can tell it's going to last for a long time. Okay, so now, if you don't like, say right here, you can see where there was some extra embossing powder. I just take a little paintbrush, and you can just brush off the little bits you don't like. But like I said, in this particular case, I think the extra little bits, the little pieces of powder, are gonna look really cute. Cool, not, well, that was cute and cool put together. Gonna look really good together. But if for some reason you don't like that, you know, just go around and get any of the extra off of there. Now, I like that. So what you want to do now is you turn on your heat gun. Now, these can get very hot. So I'm just going to do that and let it warm up for a minute. And then the magic happens. This is so cool. I'm telling you. Just hold it probably a couple inches above your design. And when it heats up, the embossing powder melts and it changes color. Can you guys see that? How it's changing color? Make sure you guys can see this. I'm gonna hold it up. See, there it goes. Oh man. Now I'm getting closer than 2 inches. It's probably about 1.5 inches. And you can see it change. You don't want to hold it too close for too long because then you're going to melt this plastic. It's actually plastic that you're melting. And then it'll start bubbling and then your design will go away. But isn't this cool? I didn't want to turn off the sound because I wanted you guys to see this and I wanted to talk you through it. So you can see up here at the top. That was an added bonus. I didn't even put anything right up there. And it just went around the top. Oh, I just think this adds so much to the page. Trying to see if there's any other gold that I randomly got on the sides of the pages. I don't think so. I think this looks pretty dang good. And then, let's turn this off. Be careful because those get really hot. Okay. There it is. Oh, there's my master board. Now, next video, I'm going to do some fun stuff with this. So thank you guys for being with me today. I'm thrilled to be back in my craft room and creating things, hanging out with you guys. I apologize, this was a little bit longer video, but I wanted to just say again, thank you all for your comments, for subscribing, and just being my friends, because that's what it's all about, is you guys and us just crafting together and having a wonderful time. So thank you all, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.